Hello everybody, Reggie Time here, and we're playing another session on the UPoker website, the Underground Poker Club. I am currently a member of and also acting as a kind of like affiliate for the club manager that I've got to know quite well in the last 2 months or so. Today we're looking at the lower stakes games in the club. This is like 2040, which is effectively 12 in dollars, 10 in pounds, something like that. Very close to that anyway. It's like effectively 10 NL. I haven't played many of these games. I prefer to play the 50-100 games, which is like 25 NL sterling, 30 NL dollars. But we're looking at these today because I know plenty of people who view my channel are microstakes players, 5 NL players, 10 NL players, etc. So we're going to show you what those games look like. I've just joined 3 random tables. No table selection has gone on whatsoever. I've just joined the tables. We're going to take a look at the minute and start tagging some players. In fact, not any minute. We're going to start doing it now. And this will be, I mean, I'm expecting to find plenty of fish, to be honest. I'm not going to pretend, oh, look, I'm surprised how fishy they are. I'm expecting to find plenty of loose fish. We'll see when we click on the players' profiles. So this first dude, 32/5. He's green. Excuse me. 2318. So he goes red for regular. 40/14. Fishy wishy woo. We've been 3-bet here, but it's not that big, but it's not that well stacked. We just let it go. 50 VPIP. And a 40. That's a good first table. We're got to be happy with that. Do the second table in just a moment. That is just a huge open. Guy's playing 82-20. I guess we're just going to 3-bet him and get it in. Versus somebody's playing 82-20. Yes, jack off. Just the nuts, isn't it? Maybe not, of course, but could be. And we get it in with encrushed. I might 100 table here. No, I'm not. Just the sizing's got me. I don't think we'll bother insuring our hand. Beautiful. So that was easy peasy setting grooves in. Let's keep tagging the players. 40 VPIP. Greeny weeny. 2811. Green or white. We'll put you white. And then finally, unknown player. Can't tag you yet, sir. And then onto this table we have a 74 VPIP. No, hang on, no sample size. Forget that for now. 51 VPIP. Blue or green. We go light blue. I tend to go light blue. Anybody over 50. And 20/11. You're yellow or white. You can be yellow, sir. So, yeah, it's currently 10:32 in the AM UK time. I've joined 3 random tables and yeah, we've just by default found fish in these games. It's not quite as easy to find like games as good as these at the slightly higher stakes, but if you are currently like a 5 NL or a 10 NL player on Poker Stars, Party Poker, Triple Eight, Sky, etc., you know, you won't find games better than these. Maybe not even on Sky at these limits. I mean, I haven't played many of these stakes, but if this is typical of how you can just log into these tables at these stakes and just find these types of games, then yeah, you're not going to find these on any of the main sites. Maybe you could find similar on Sky. Good chance you can. But you're not getting 30% rate back on Sky, are you? So if you are a microstakes player like 5 NL, 10 NL, even 2 NL, and you are looking to move your play, then please do hit me up, get in touch, because these games look ripe for the picking, and with 30% rate back and softer games, you can quickly build a roll from 10-0 and get yourself into the next limit up. It feels like these games are similar to games probably back pre-Black Friday, where you could get in soft games and get a decent rate back deal and really build a bankroll relatively quickly. It's quite difficult to build a bankroll on the main sites these days. Not getting many rewards, games are tough. It's really hard to build a bankroll. It's really hard to like put, I don't know, say you've got $100 bankroll. It's really hard to make that with proper like bankroll management. It's really hard to make that $200 or $300 in like a month or something. But I really don't think it would be in games this soft with rate back. I'm aware that I'm pushing this quite hard at the moment, and if you look back on previous videos, you will be aware that I have had some concerns about these groups in the past. They are unregulated, so more things could potentially go wrong. But with solid bankroll management and limiting your risk by not exposing too much of your bankroll to the clubs at any one time, that risk is very easily mitigated when you consider the potential rewards, especially if you're a like lower end of the micro stakes type grinder. You're not going to be putting an awful lot of like financial risk into it, but there could easily be a very, very tasty upside for you quite quickly. If I was playing 10-0 and I was trying to build a bankroll, I'd be very confident in these games that I could go from 10-0 to the next limit up with reasonable volume in a relatively short space of time. Certainly a damn sight shorter than you'd expect to make it on the tougher games in the tougher sites. We've been squeezed here by... Oh no, have we been squeezed? No, we've been 3-bet. What is this? It's 8 summit blinds. Not really figuring out these maths very quick, am I? Got a lot going on here, Reggie. We'll just check back the ace king again, try and get to showdown. He hasn't got very much money though, has he? What stats we got on him? Fuck it, let's just gamble with him. Let's just gamble with him. And we're ahead for now. No bother with insurance, I don't think. Still ahead. No insurance, please. Still ahead. Happy days. At all these tables I bought it in for 200 blinds. If, for example, there was a fish that turned up that had 400 blinds in front of them, you can just easily click the top up icon and go wash, and the max buy-in for these no limit games is 500 bigs, so you can just buy in for 100. Well, the minimum buy-in is 50, buy in for your normal 100, maybe a little bit more, and then if you end up with a particularly favourable seat relative to any whales in your game, you can quickly add to your stack to make sure you have them covered. You can't take the money away again if you like give yourself a 500 blind stack by chopping up and then the fish leaves. Then if you don't want to play 500 blind steep against the other players at the table, then you need to leave the table because you can't like take money off your stack. But that's obviously the same wherever we play. I think we can safely give this guy the blue tag. He's only played 89 hands, but he's played 70% of the fuckers, so no one runs that good. Now I've been pushing these sites a little bit because I think they are a genuinely good option for every player out there, but I haven't really played these 20-40 games, but I mean, if this is what you can expect whenever you play with this level of game quality, it's an absolute no-brainer. If you're a struggling player, if you're not playing, I don't know, 10-0 Poker Stars and you are breaking even, slightly losing, for me it's a total no-brainer to just get in touch and get yourself set up on this site. you're not going to be able to get the same volume that you get on stars. These sites aren't really set up for high volume players, but you know, you don't need as much volume. If you go from playing 800 hands an hour on Poker Stars and winning at one big blind 100, and then you come into somewhere like this and you're playing maybe 250 hands an hour, but you're winning at 10 big blinds 100, then it's still going to represent a significant increase in terms of like your hourly rate. So it really is a no-brainer. If you are currently struggling to make poker pay on the major sites, please just join the Facebook group, email me, whatever it takes, get in touch and we can get you set up very quickly. I prefer people getting in touch via the Facebook group if possible. Through email, it just takes a much longer process. Whereas on Facebook we can start a group chat and get players playing very quickly. With emails it's like it just seems to take a little bit longer. Not a lot longer, we're only talking hours rather than minutes, but I'm a kind of I want it now sort of person, and email almost feels like the old snail mail from years ago where you write some fucker a letter and you've got to wait like 2 days for them to respond. What a first world problem that truly is. This is not a good c-bet from me. No idea why I made it. Now we just have to fold, probably fold in the worst hand. So it's all good. Too busy rambling about the olden days when you used to put stamps on envelopes and send letters to communicate with people. You young fuckers, you do not know you're born. But you'd never had to walk around your fucking mate's house and ask if he's playing out only to find that he's already playing out with somebody else and then you've got to go and find him. Nah, not these days, you fuckers. You just get in your WhatsApp group, see what's going on. Yeah, young bastards. Well, bastards is harsh, isn't it? But whatever. I'm only saying it for effect anyway, so never mind. We are super deep here, so we're going to call this largish squeeze and hope this bell end doesn't just like jam over the top, because that would be disappointing. Flopping a set would be delightful. Well, no set. We do not have a set. We have someone who's c-bet 70% so far, so we can expect to c-bet coming in with a pretty high frequency, I would imagine. Pretty small c-bet. Don't think we can just fold a pair for one bet here. It's been to shut down a lot with these like unimproved ace kings, ace jacks, 10-9 suited, all those types of things. It's been to shut down a lot on the turn. If we just continue betting, it's very likely to give him credit for having a very strong or pretty strong hand. He checks. Do we bet to protect our threes here? Oh, timed out. Too busy considering it. And we're probably going to call this rivers given the line we've taken. Unless he like makes a huge bet. If he makes, when everybody just goes check check and we win, sometimes it's going to go check check and we're going to lose to stuff like pocket tens. Yeah, let's check our showdown. Ace king. We'll take that. We'll take that. Then we're going to raise this turn, which is a little bit of value from worse made hands and draws. Probably fold to a 3-bet. Oh, definitely fold to a 3-bet. We don't want to be like 3-bet. So are you getting raised on this board and calling raises? The 8's not good. Check, check, please, sir. Check, check, please, sir. Expect to lose this a decent amount. Now the 8 just completes lots of 2 pairs. It was like if you had like a pair in a straight draw, for example, 7-8, 6-8's got there. Expect to lose a lot here, but I don't expect him to fold a better hand. We chop, chop. Chop, 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 chop. Well, I'm happy enough with that one. On that exact run out. Right, we don't have many stats on this dude, but he's just open limped. He's not playing a full stack. I'm just going to openly tag him as green and be very confident he's at least a green tag player, if not worse. Six, five, oh, two. Nope. Oh, no. You're a Mr. White tag. There's tons of these types of players on this site, even at that's like the highest stakes that I play. And the 28, 13, 30, 15. I was unsure at first, like, why do we tag these players? Are they tight fish? Are they this? Are they that? Are they the other? But I finally just came to the conclusion that if you've got a VP of over 30 and a PFR of like 15 or less, basically if your VPIP is double your PFR, then you just, you're a fish, aren't you? So all those players are now tagged green, and since I've established, because for the first week or so I was playing, I was like, there's a lot of these 30/15, 30/13 players, and they're not really fish, but they are. And then you see them play, and they are just fish. So like, the game quality hasn't changed in the time I've been here, but my interpretation of the game quality has changed significantly. At first I was like, these games aren't really as good as people say, because I was like, my expectations were too high. I hadn't heard how good the games were, and I was expecting to see like loads of people with like 50, 60, 70 VPIPs, and to be fair, that's just not a realistic expectation, is it? But when most of the regulars are actually quite bad and have VPIPs of like 30 slash whatever, 30/18, 30/17, 30/16, and there's not many actual players like this, the 23/18s, they just don't exist very much in the games I play, at least. Maybe they do at higher stakes. Once, like, originally, like, expectation and reality were quite far apart on here. I was expecting loads of whales, didn't see them, was disappointed. Then the more I've played, the more I've actually seen that what more do you want, Reggie? You can sit at tables with 3 or 4 players playing like 34/13. What more do you want? It's pre-Black Friday time, and so once I recalibrated my mind to actually these are good games, then I felt so much more positive about the site and so much more positive about the games, and I've actually managed to put quite a decent bit of volume in so far this week in terms of my play. I think we played around 12 hours so far in 3 days, including one of them to a day when I spent 8 hours in work. So yeah, in terms of volume, I'm expecting to put in 25 to 30 hours this week by the end of the week, which for me, I haven't done that in a long time. I mean, I guess we just try and get all the money in here whilst we like our 2 pairs. There's a very good chance we're behind here if all the money goes in. Well, not a very good chance, but there's going to be some chance we're behind if all the money goes in. But things aren't going to get much better for us with this hand, and they can get significantly worse. So let's just try and pump the pot up now while we can. Happy just to take it down. And purple tag, I don't use that very often. Nah, this guy wouldn't be a purple tag now, he would just be a green. I'm refining my tagging system as I go along. I mean, he's 5x'd it pre. Do we just get 8s in? Fuck it. Let's just get 8s in. Let's just get 8s in. It's 50 bigs, which is quite a lot to just like jam 8s, but they're both pretty loose players. We're going to have a decent amount of fold equity, one would imagine. That could be a little bit loosey-goosey, to be fair. Could be too aggressive. But, I mean, we got a guy who's playing 40% of hands nearly. A guy who's playing 60% of hands nearly. You know, if we have any good fold equity pre-flop, I guess it's fine. /11. We don't want to be 3-betting a 20/11. I'd much rather call him, even though we're going to be in the worst position, and try and keep this player in the pot, than isolate myself against the top of a 20/11s but on open range. A bit small here just to like protect against any random overcards you might have that he's clearly not looking to bluff with. If he's got like, I don't know, like a Jack King or something here, or Ace something, Ace 5 or whatever, rather just not give him a shot to realise his equity. It's a regular here. This table on the right might not be the best now. We'll stay at it because we're only going to be recording for another 20 minutes, but yeah, I mean, this isn't a table I would continue at. Wow. So you got some shit reg here who was bought in for 50 and then seat swapped to get position on another big blind, on another player with 50 big blinds. I mean, and there are no depths to some people's depravity. Buying in for 50 big blinds at the lowest stake and then needing to seat switch. Lisa, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your life, Lisa? Sort it out, girl. Oh, just for the record, by the way, if you do sign up to the club through me, I do benefit from that financially, not by a great amount, to be honest, but any players that I refer to the club manager, I do get 10% commission on all of your play. So I'm not getting rich from it, but it's just a small reward for all the work I've put in over the years on my YouTube channel and Facebook group. I've never really tried to monetize them before, but this seemed like a good opportunity to alert people to some of the better games that are out there, get them some rate back, and also do myself some good. It just feels like it's a win all round situation. So I'm not going to feel remotely bad about it. I've always been like very keen, like not to do anything that I would consider to be me selling myself out, and I don't believe I am selling out with this. Genuinely believe it's one of the best options out there for non-high volume grinders. Genuinely believe that like we talked about before, there's definitely some risk by playing on unregulated poker sites, but the game quality and the rate back more than mitigates that risk unless you're really careless with how you manage your money. Double gut shot. We'll take it. Good chance we're fucked here, but I mean, we're just not going to fold an overpair to a fish, are we? If he's got the 4x, then good for him. He's going to win another whatever from me, and he has the jack instead, which is just fine by me. Happy days. The happiest of happy days. I guess this is the same player that's over at this table. This almost gone straight away. Came and went. $28.17. Typically that's the bad reg tag. If you did want to increase your volume, by the way, I'm playing here. I've got like 3 accounts on the same club. That's all above board. Multi-accounting. It's just a thing in these clubs. So you could have like, I'm not sure how many accounts you can create, but I've got 3 here, and each one of these has like 4 slots on them. So theoretically, if you were hardcore and you were able to cope, you would be able to 12 table on here. I don't think there's a traffic there for 12 tables at 1 stake. In fact, it's not that I don't think there isn't the traffic there at 12 for 12 tables at 1 stake. But if you're willing to play multiple stakes or multiple different game types, etc., you could get good volume in, although I certainly wouldn't recommend that. But yeah, there's certainly, like, you don't have to just 3 table. I could just do this and have 2 tables going on each client and then just scroll in and out. So 6 tabling is definitely very manageable. But I wouldn't recommend doing much more than 6, because, well, you want to be focusing on playing well, really, don't you? You don't want to make it about the volume, which I guess is evidence that I still genuinely want you guys to do well, because if I didn't, I'd just be like, fucking crush volume, make me some affiliate money. But it's still more important to me that the people that watch my channel win money at poker rather than just turn themselves into some like mass tabling shitbot. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing. I mean, I'm old, so I can only really cope with 3 or 4. Some younger guys with quicker brains than me, they probably could cope with playing more tables, but I think no matter what, even if you are younger than me with a quicker brain, the fact that you are adding to your workload almost certainly is going to have a negative effect on your win rate, but possibly a positive effect on your hourly. So that's like an equation each of us need to do on individual basis, bases. Fuck knows. Yeah. But it's an equation we have to work out individually and then make our own minds up on what we think's best for us. But back in the day when I was a young man, back when I was, how long ago would it have been now? 12 years ago? Would it? Maybe not. Yeah, possibly. At least 10. I was 14 tabling 20-0 on the iPoker network, and it didn't even feel fast. If I tried to 14 table any 6 max games now, it would feel like Armageddon in my head. It wouldn't be a cope. The brain definitely slows down a little when you get older. It's not to say that we don't retain the knowledge and the experience. In fact, if anything, we gain experience. So like I think the brain slows down as we're older, but maybe that's just because it's got more in there. Because I certainly am a far better player than I was back then. Feel far more like I've got far more poker wisdom than I had then. But I don't have the skills to mass table like I had then. Maybe the part of that is because poker wisdom has told me let's not mass table, Reggie. You fucking fat idiot. Who knows? All in, I guess, with the kings. Have I got too excited? Have I got overexcited again here? Could I have made it a different size? Well, we got called by the 6s anyway, so we've got to be happy with that. No, we don't want the insurance. So as you can see, this table a minute ago wasn't that great, and we just stayed there, and a decent enough game has formed around us with a lot of these like 30 and 40 VP players. This player's not reloading. Cannot have them as a red tag. If they're buying in for 50 and not reloading, I don't give a fuck how tight you play. You ain't getting the red tag. The red tag is just about the highest honour I can bestow on a player. You cannot buy in for 50 big blinds and not reload and earn a Reggie red tag. Afraid it just can't do it. Sorry, Lisa, cannot do it. Do it. Do it. Come on, Lisa. Get that squeeze button going. Ah, fuck you. Another testament to how much I'm enjoying this client at the moment is I haven't played a single cash game hand on Sky Poker this week now. Well, for the whole week, and I think since Saturday was the last time I played a cash game. I played one tournament, £5 tournament earlier this week. If you'd have said to me a couple of months ago, Reggie, you won't play a single hand on Sky Poker in 4 or 5 days, because you found something that's a better option for you, I'd have laughed at you, to be honest. I wouldn't have thought that was a thing. I've gone longer not playing on Sky before when I've been like trying to increase my volume on some of the main sites, but I haven't sacrificed Sky for a softer site for a very long time. Not since back in the old Betfair days and stuff. This actually reminds me, I was thinking this last night actually, these games really do remind me of the old Betfair years ago when they were on the old and they had their own unique software. It was fucking rubbish software, but the games were amazing. Loads of like really mental Italians and French people. These games remind me of that time. And they were happy days because I was making a lot of money at poker back then. Well, not a lot of money, but a lot of money relative to my income. And yeah, it's like going back in time. It's beautiful. I think these sites, I think they're here to stay, and I think they're going to grow too. I think there's always going to be the occasional like rogue operator on them that ends up doing something really, that puts them in top class shithouse territory. There's always going to be the odd rogue manager sets up clubs and does something cuntish and runs off with the money. But yeah, because they're unregulated, they're going nowhere. These clubs, are they? No one's going to be able to stop them. I wouldn't have thought. And I think they're going to have a lot of growth over the next few years. And hopefully we're going to be getting in somewhere near the bottom rung of the ladder. They've been going for a while now, so we're not right at the start, but feels like we're closer to the start of these clubs growing than we are closer to them plateauing or shrinking. Getting to the 40-minute mark, I'm going to stop playing in a moment and move into my normal games, but hopefully it's been given you guys who haven't yet thought about playing on these sites and some of the lower stakes players, hopefully it's given you a good flavour of what the games might look like for you, and hopefully it will encourage some, if not a lot of you, to get in touch and take a look for yourselves. And if you do, then I wish you all the very best of luck and hope that it might be the start of something much better for you in the poker world. I'm just going to flat here the button against a nitty player, so a hand I like taking against these types of players. They're really like nitty, probably get too excited about high cards and overpair types. I'm going to make a small raise here. Not too fast. If we get 3-bet, we just fold. It's going to be harder into 3-betters on this board too often. When you just call, I'm putting him firmly in overpair territory, and we're just going to try and hit our hand now. Nice low heart, please. Not a nice low heart. We're just going to give up. Pretty sure he's going to have like queen plus here. When he bet calls that flop, he's going to have at least 10x, you would imagine. Probably better. So yeah, I think we'll just play around to our blinds and stand up. How much have we made at the tables? 14 big blinds, 51 big blinds, 76, 77 big blinds in what, 40 minutes. And to be fair, you've seen it yourselves. It's come pretty easy. We've not been put in any tough spots. We just played pretty nitty ABC poker and got the job done, which is absolutely delightful. So, last hand at this table, so we just exit now. Last hand at this table, we'll exit here too. And we're not going to sit around one tabling for the next few minutes, so we'll end the video here. Hope you guys have enjoyed it and got a decent sense of what you can expect if you were to join the games. And yeah, please do hit me up, ideally on Facebook, but if you're not on Facebook, via my email address beneath the video, and we'll try and get you set up so you can access these games very quickly indeed. Take care everybody, have a great week, day, weekend, whatever, don't know when the next video is going to be, and goodbye for now.